Alright, welcome back. Still caving. Still toiling in anonymity. Woo! I'm trying to think of ways that I could, actually have more energy for doing this and get more excited about it. But I don't think that's going to happen unless I get other people on with me, which is what I was kind of talking about a minute ago. Actually, no. It might also happen if people start watching and start talking to me about enjoying the videos and all. Because a lot of why I'm not able to be as up about it is because I know right now it really doesn't seem like anyone's ever going to see this. And part of that really isn't about the quality at all. Like, I do feel like I do good enough videos and unusual enough videos that there's a lot of people, or at least a sizable enough amount of people, that would enjoy my channel and would watch it regularly. That's not really the issue. The issue is getting good enough quality that I get enough viewers in the first place to then get the channel to have enough exposure that those people that would really enjoy it will actually come across it in the first place. Because that, I feel like, is the big secret. It's not... It's the determination to keep doing it. Because you can have a great product from day one, but if no one ever sees it, it doesn't amount to much. And with the way YouTube's set up, the more people who see it and interact with it, the more people who will see it, So you're kind of up against a wall to begin with. You're trying to make it good enough for people to see, but you're not getting any feedback because no one sees it. And that's where I am right now. And I keep saying I'm going to stop going on about it because I know it's probably not that fun to listen to me complain about no one watching my channel. I don't feel like it's complaining a lot of the time. The trouble is I keep recording, and I think it's more so like the first time I record for a while, I'm thinking about the fact that I'm recording. I'm thinking about that I'm doing stuff for my channel. Cool, and so I have, I think I've said before, I have jokes for a lot of occasions. I have things to talk about for a decent number of things. There's a lot of times I'm on Facebook and someone will post something and I have a song that fits perfectly with that I can link to and find quickly, What I'm really bad at, though, is coming up with a subject in the first place to talk about. And when I'm here by myself, oh, that's a boulder. I'm amazed that didn't kill me. When I'm here by myself, I'm the only one there is to suggest topics in the first place. And since I'm not good at doing that, I tend to just I latch on to whatever I can think of that's, at all interesting. So I tend to talk about the fact that I'm recording and things that are on my mind when that comes up. Just because I'm trying to find something to talk about, And that's another thing that I feel like will be, if I recorded more often and more steadily, it might not happen as much. Because I'd be... that wouldn't be I wouldn't think about it as much because I've already thought about it recently. I've already, kind of... It's spent as much exposition on the subject as I can manage, and I've worked it through in my own head, so it doesn't need to be thought about anymore. For right now, though, I keep thinking about it, you know? I also realized I say you know way too often. And I think part of that, too, is what I talked about the channel recently. Sheesh. About how I'm not getting the feedback on body language and on, you know... Sheesh. I said it again. And on whether or not people get what I'm saying. And so when I say, you know, it's... I think I'm doing it like I would in actual conversation. It's actually a question. It's, are you following me? It's not just a rhetorical statement, you know. It's, dang it. It's also filler, I think. But it is actually a question. It's checking up to make sure they know what I'm talking about and not just kind of nodding blindly and being completely lost. It's another one of those things that does happen when you start hearing yourself talk more. You do start to notice some of the things that you say way too often. For me, it's usually apparently. I usually say apparently way too often. Just kind of in waves. And I think that one I do more because it's the scientific mind in me. It's that it appears to be like this. I'm not, you know, maybe it isn't. But this is what it appears to be. And so, I say apparently. Let's see. Let me go over here, I think. I had a hunch it was more promising. And like I was saying, I trust my hunches. It's weird, a lot of times I'll say I'm psychic because I'm good at reading people, and if it's a person I know well enough, I can pretty much read their mind a lot of times, know what they're trying to say, know what they're gonna think sometimes before they think it. But it really is more of the picking up on patterns, knowing the way they think and what's likely to happen, than being psychic, some mystical thing, you know. My view on psychics, and it's a completely, you know, it's a somewhat uninformed view. I haven't done a lot of research. I haven't known a lot of people who claim to be psychics, so I could be completely wrong. But my view on it from what I've heard from hearsay kind of thing, jokes that have been made about it in TV, and just the general idea I picked up on, is that it's less so extrasensory perception and more so a higher degree of analysis. It's what I was talking about before, that I think your unconscious mind is a lot more powerful than most people give it credit for. Or at least most people's, you know. I think it can analyze things and give you better answers than you think you should be able to come up with. Because a lot of the stuff that you don't consciously notice, I think you do notice on some level, on some unconscious level. And maybe I'm more unusual in that my mind is always analyzing those things and thinking things over. It's always thinking over something in the background. I know my brain does. I don't know how much most people's do, because I haven't been in their brain. But I have a lot of evidence that mine definitely does. It thinks things over, and it comes up with answers without me trying to consciously figure things out, you know? And that's, I think, of what, like I was saying, I think that's what the gut feeling is that your unconscious mind has figured something out that up until now it hasn't told your conscious mind about. And so you don't know all of the things that went into making the decision that this is the right answer. And you don't realize that you picked up on this, you know, these little things, or that you've had time to think about them. Because consciously you haven't been thinking about them. Dang it. But I think subconsciously you do. And that's why a lot of people will sleep on something, because it gives their subconscious mind time to mull it over, you know? There we go again. But, like I said, I don't know how much other people do it, but I know I do all the time. I think things over subconsciously constantly. And so I do trust when I just come up with something that's seemingly out of nowhere, but that I feel confident that is right, and then I'll think back and realize I don't know where I was getting that from, you know? And normally that would kind of disqualify it, that it was just, you know, not a... It wasn't well thought out, it wasn't tested, it wasn't all of that. Again, I'm the scientific mind. I believe in some luck. I don't believe in luck. I act as if I believe in luck. I know that statistically, it's not necessarily luck. It's that, you know, there's not necessarily a force that's making it happen more often. But practically, there's a lot of times where I feel like I'm going to be lucky and I'm going to be able to do this. And a lot of times I'm right. Again, though, I think that's more from... Oh, that's a spear. I think that's more from my brain being able to... You know, my subconscious mind knowing something I don't. And so it seems like luck, because your actual odds are different from your perceived odds, you know? And if you perceive low odds, dang it, but actually have higher odds, it's going to seem like you're extremely lucky. So that's what... I've forgotten where I was going to finish that sentence. I feel like I started way back somewhere with something not completely different, but slightly different at least than where I ended up. And I've lost a lot of the in-between, and probably a lot of things that I was going to finish that I never did. Which is one of those things that I was saying in one of my recent videos, that if there's something that you feel like I didn't finish saying, ask me about it, because even if I don't remember exactly what it was, I'll probably have maybe the same idea later, and I can tell you, you know, this is probably what I was thinking. I don't remember it, but knowing how my brain works, it was probably this. Or maybe I'll have a completely different idea that'll also have some bearing or something, you know? Let's see. But so if there's something I did stop and you want to hear more, definitely ask, and I'll try to come back to it in the next video. Or, you know, the one after, whenever I see a comment. I have a lot of stuff now. Yay. Let's see. 15 gold, 65 lead. That's... Oh, and I've already got almost full lead. That's what I'll be making armor out of right now. Where is lead? Okay, that's lead greaves. There we go. Set bonus, 3 defense. Nice. I think gold pickaxe is what I need to make first. Yeah, combined meteorite. That's a good pickaxe. Ooh, I can make a hook now. Choice day. Minecart, you actually don't need to have a minecart, which is weird. I think you can make different colored minecarts, is my guess. And that's why you have that. Maybe not, though. I don't know. Because if you have rails, you can just press E on them, and you'll just spawn a minecart around you that can be used. So I'm not sure why. Let's see, 25, 30, 20, so 50, 75. Yeah, I was not going to be able to make a full set. And I don't have enough gold left over to make anything else. I think I'm going to make a silver bow. Because that's still only 11. So yeah, silver bow. So I'll have a better ranged attack. Because right now I don't really have much of one. And that's 15 minutes, so I'm gonna finish sorting through some inventory stuff and crafting stuff, and then I'll cut the video. Let's see, anything else I need to make? Nothing really comes to mind. I don't know why the lead and silver broadswords have the exact same damage. And critical chance strike, like fast speed, average, knockback. Yeah, they're identical apparently. So I think I can just stash the rest of this ore and bars. Let's see, gold, silver, lead, copper. Lead, copper, chest, or heart container is what I was trying to say. I don't know where I came up with chest. Let's see, dump some stone in here. I'll be selling this. There was something else I was going to sell. What was it? Oh, this. I don't need this, don't need these. Oh, I don't need you, I need you. Someone I can sell stuff to. Okay, and now... make a bunch of arrows. Because why not? Then... yeah, I can make at least a few of these. That's a few, right? That's how a few works? Yeah, that sounds right. 100, that's just a few. You only get to several when you get to like 800, you know? Alright. Alright, yeah. See you back next time.